Welcome back to the Grown Kid Talk Show. For those familiar with the channel, I have covered this Uncharted movie story sporadically for a while now, and I felt like it was time for an update.
Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show. Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show. Yo, Grown Kid Talk Show. Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show.
This is a picture of Tom Holland and Nathan Drake. It is very clear that he cannot play this man. That is why they're going to make it a prequel, and admittedly, he does look very similar to young Drake, so I guess that is a positive, but that sounds like a watered down story, number one, and number two, I just don't want it, because I'm tired of seeing little boys. I want to see men on screen doing manly shit. Antonio Banderas, who's he playing? I don't know. It's probably the villain because they don't have his name listed there, and I made this little joke up, villain profile of Antonio Banderas. He's old as dirt. He's a pretty good actor, I guess. He looks like a treasure hunter, kind of. He's well liked, that's for sure. Definitely needs some work. He's a manly man, which is kind of cool, but the problem is you have a young Drake who I'm assuming can fight. Uncharted, the games, there are some hand-to-hand combats. I don't think that Tom Holland necessarily gives off the energy, the big dick man energy, to fight a grown-ass man like a real Uncharted Drake would do, but a young kid Drake taking on an old man, well, that kind of puts this in a box already, right? Because we kind of know that Antonio Banderas isn't gonna be doing some dope hand-to-hand combat type shit. Probably Antonio Banderas and Mark Wahlberg are gonna have a connection Drake doesn't know about. Maybe is my best guess, but to me, is this a good villain choice in terms of the action he brings? No. Is it a good choice in terms of the dialogue and the emotion that Antonio Banderas could bring to the story? Yeah, I guess, but again, that's not a route I really want to see. However, I do love one casting choice very, very much. How dope this casting choice is for Chloe Frazer, Sophia Ali. She is finer than a motherfucker. She looks just like Chloe Frazer right now. That's the problem. Again, this is the young Nathan Drake. That looks exactly like Chloe Frazer right now. Present day, dope ass Chloe Frazer, who also got her own video game. How are you going to convince me that Tom Holland's supposed to pull Sophia Ali? Because remember, Chloe Frazer, a little freak, little badass, not going to play with little kid Tom Holland. I don't think that's how it was intended in the story either. I know the history behind them two does put them in the past to the first game. However, I didn't think it put them that far into the past, because Tom Holland to me looks like he's going to play a 14-year-old boy in this movie. I don't think he's going to be an 18-year-old kid, because if he's 18-year-old, he's basically a man, and for that, why not make Nathan Drake 25-year-old and make him a dope man? I don't like this origin prequel story nonsense idea, because Tom Holland ain't pulling that. Before we wrap up this video, we're gonna show the clip from Tom Holland and this last quote from Mark Wahlberg. This is the most recent news we've gotten from these two people about the movie. I start filming in about 2 weeks time. It's exciting because without giving too much away, it's more of an origin story. Meeting them and Nathan becoming Nathan. Sully and him meeting. Trying not only to get over on each other, but also starting to partner up and develop that relationship. It'll be very cool. It's the first time I'm in a movie that's a movie. I felt like when I was reading it, I was reading Indiana Jones or Thomas Crown Affair. It's got these great elements of these heist movies and adventure movies like I've never been a part of. To me, this is probably the most cliche thing I've ever heard, and I want you to put a hand up out there if you think Mark Wahlberg played Uncharted. However, do I think Mark Wahlberg is acclimated with the character by this point because of all the scripts he had to read, so he probably feels a little bit more in tune with the character? Sure, but this just definitely sounds like some PR bullshit, like it's a prequel. It's a prequel. Everybody get excited because it's a prequel. Let's get to Tom Holland and hear what he has to say. And before I start the video, yes, that's Chris Pratt right there. Again, like I told you, they're the three best butt buddy friends you'll ever see. If someone's in a movie, they want to work together. It's been stated over and over for the past couple of years, and I've made videos on their relationship and how I didn't want to see a buddy cop film Uncharted movie, because if that's what it's going to feel like, honestly, it's going to seem like a buddy cop, and Uncharted is not buddy cop. Uncharted video game movie solution.
I tell you what, I read the newest draft of the script on the way over here, and it's one of the best scripts I've ever read. Like, it really, really jumps off the page. And
oh yeah?
What Uncharted offers that most video game films don't is that it's
what?
An origin story to the games. So if you played the games, you haven't seen what's going to happen in the film, and if you haven't played the games, you're going to enjoy the film because it's information that everyone else is getting at the same time. But I'm super excited to make that movie, and it's been a long time coming, and I think Mark Wahlberg's going to kill it as Sully, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah? All right, cool. Okay, look, he makes a good point. This is something we haven't seen. However, I don't like his reasoning for that because we're all going to enjoy it together, that it's going to be that much better because it's an origin story, as he's implying that because we played the games, we have a one-up on other viewers. You think Marvel and DC care about if you read the comics or not? No, they make a great movie. So I don't like his justification, number one. Number two, he just read the script on his way over here. Yeah, okay, you read it in the fucking car ride because they were gonna ask you questions about it. Come on, Tom, really? And again, you keep hearing the prequel, it's a prequel, it's cool, it's good, I don't want to hear that, honestly. I don't. Mark Wahlberg's his friend, you heard him mention him, and Chris Pratt talk about it and crack jokes. I don't even want to hear from him, honestly. I could give two shits about him. I just think this movie is still in development hell. Now, for the last part of this video, if you look at the beginning of this video, they said the solution to the Uncharted movie, meaning that there are problems. Solution means there was problems that needed to be fixed. I just want you guys to know that before you hate my video for calling out these problems. There are already problems. It is very clear. So in closing, just expect this movie July 16th, 2021. The movie was supposed to come out multiple times already. I'm done even thinking and talking about it. The movie's probably not going to come out July 16th on 2021. In fact, it probably should get delayed again, and they probably should scrap it all in another rewrite. Why? Because Tom Holland's probably too busy. The story and script is probably not that good. Even though, do I think Matt Holloway and Art Mackham are okay? Yeah, I guess they're okay. I guess. I don't fucking know. Until something more concrete, until something happens with this, I'm just going to continue to say that this is a dumpster fire, continue to say that Tom Holland should get the fuck out of this movie, continue to say that no, Tom Holland, I don't want to see Mark Wahlberg or Chris Pratt anywhere near this project. I'm sorry, Antonio Banderas doesn't get my gears going to see this movie at all. A prequel is not something we wanted as fans. That's the only part of Nolan North's statement that I found correct. The fans don't want a prequel, that's for damn sure. That was my Uncharted movie synopsis. I followed the story. I'll link the playlist or make one for this video. I know I talked a lot. I know I ramble. And I fucking ranted. I'm the grown kid.
Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show.